Hi everyone, it's me, Ru, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to detangle your hair. I'll be discussing two essential things. 1. Prep. 2. Method. And in the end, I'll be giving you bonus tips on how to avoid tangling your hair in the first place. Yeah, let's go. First is prep. You need to prep your hair because 1. This will save you time, and 2. It'll ensure that you thoroughly detangle your hair. There are 3 steps to your prep. 1. You need to organize all your tools. This means something with a slip, so a conditioner or a detangler. You will need your tools, whatever you'll be using, so your fingers or a detangling brush or a wide tooth comb. And you will need to section your hair into manageable parts. By manageable, you need to take into consideration your density and the length of your hair. So let's prep our hair. And we're done. Luckily for you, that's going to look much faster. Now we move on to our method. This is very important. First, you pick a section. I usually like to work from the back to the front because in the beginning you have a lot of energy, so you're more careful. So I like to get to those hard to reach areas. But for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to start from the front. Then you will need to apply your slip. The slip you would have collected in your prep, right? So whether that's a conditioner or a detangler, you need to apply it to the shaft of your hair. I will be using apple cider vinegar and olive oil. After you apply your slip, you work from your tips to your roots. Whilst you're working from your tips to your roots, if you encounter a tangle, you stop and focus. You focus on that tangle by undoing it slowly, one strand at a time. Not as bad as it sounds, sometimes. Then, you work from your tips to your roots, and each time you experience a tangle, you undo it a strand at a time. Once you no longer experience tangles working from your tips to your roots, you lay your roots and work from your roots to your tip. And if you experience a tangle working from your roots to your tip, you repeat the process. Once you work from your roots to your tips and there's no more tangles, you stretch, tuck, and repeat on the next section. Now we're going to get into it. So as I said, for the sake of demonstration, I will be starting from the front. Pick my section, and I apply my slip. So vinegar. Be generous, be very generous. Then I get my olive oil, generous. Okay, and now I start to work from my tips to my root. So I have experienced a tangle. So then I locate it properly. It's in here somewhere. And then I get to work. Okay, now we can work from tip all the way to our roots without experiencing any tangles. And then we lay our roots. So once you lay your roots, you work your fingers from root to tip, just to make sure you didn't form any new tangles when you're laying your roots. And once you're sure that your hair is detangled, so you can run your fingers through it with no stress, you will stretch it so that you don't get it all tangled again. So you make your twist. And remember, into the 3, thumb and index hold. Making sure to comb through your hair as you're going, all the way to the end. And then, there. You now have detangled one section of your hair. So you tuck. You don't have to, I just prefer to tuck. And repeat. Tip number 1, keep your hair stretched. Unless you're going for an event or it's wash day, just keep your hair stretched, because if your hair is stretched, it's less likely to tangle because it's not shrinking all the time. Tip number 2, if your hair is out and it experiences any form of moisture, stretch it. Put it into some twist, because once it experiences moisture, it's going to shrink, and if it shrinks, it tangles. Tip number 3, when you're sleeping, sleep with a bonnet or a satin pillowcase, because when we're asleep, we move around a lot and this tends to tangle up our hair. Okay? Tip number 4, take care of your ends. Your ends are the oldest part of your hair and are more likely to tangle up. So when you take care of your ends by trimming them and protecting them, you're less likely to get as many tangles. And I'll be showing you how to do that in our next video, which will be about trimming. So, see you soon.